What up, YouTube? It's Tianjay Sound Off, man. I'm Sanjay.
I'm Tia.
And hit that like button, man. You know, we noticed we got a couple views. Not bad. But, you know, hit that like button, hit that bell so you be notified next time we drop something. But we're going to get right up into this, man. Man, they really doing too much with this, and I got a couple things to say about a few changes that they made, but I'm gonna save that. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, man. But we about to jump right up in this right now. So there's a couple in a hotel room. There's a knock at the door. The dude shouts out, "Who is it?" or whatever, and champagne. So he yells out to his girl or whoever it is that if she ordered champagne or not. She doesn't answer. She in the tub chilling, earphones on or something like that to where she can't hear what's going on. So anyway, he opens up the door and he's like, "I didn't order any champagne." And oh no, it's actually a hitman. Oh no!
Apparently hired by his wife
to kill this fool and his side chick. Yeah, wife put that hit out, man. Bruh.
This is starting off kind of interesting.
Yeah, I gotta admit, this is an interesting scene. I mean, homeboy comes in there getting his Agent 47 on, basically fucks up the husband, kills him, breaks his neck, has a little conversation with the chick in the tub, then bangs her head out with the bottle of champagne. Shit is crazy, man.
Then he poses their dead bodies in the bed, you know, has them holding hands and shit like that.
Crazy.
And then proceeds to take his clothes off. And when he did this, I got the idea already. I knew who he was.
Yeah.
You know, he just showed himself. This guy is Victor Zsasz.
Seriously. And I heard about this, and I was actually worried about how they would do Victor Zsasz. But so far, even though it's only the beginning scene, he seemed to be alright. I'm going to see where this goes. I'm like, alright.
Right? I mean, guy's running out of room for his tally marks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, close to retirement. But like, you know, I'm like, alright, he's got a wit to him that I find appealing.
Yeah, he cool, man. He actually seems like he gonna do a good job.
Yeah, I have hope, but I will say, when I saw he's Victor Zsasz, at the same time, I kept thinking back to Gotham. I was like, that was a really good portrayal. I'm like,
that's like the definitive Victor Zsasz right there.
Right about now. And I'm like, okay, let's see this guy do something. Like, let's see what he got.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that they don't destroy him like they did Mr. Hush, you know what I'm saying, a.k.a. Thomas Elliott, because we all know they destroyed that dude, man. I just want to add that they did play some more cringy ass music. I kind of felt like it didn't fit the scene, you know what I'm saying? What you think?
A little eerie for it, but I mean, whatever. I mean, it's to be expected.
It is what it is, you know. To be expected.
Anyway, coming in on the scene where we have a guy looking for something called snake bite. Somebody in a mask is presumably a part of the False Face Society.
Hey, everybody wear a mask in this fucking town. This shit is crazy, man.
Anyways, the deal gets busted up by our new Batwoman stand-in, I guess, you know. At this point, she's believed to be a stand-in at this point, you know. So she, you know, kicks off the drugs or whatnot, or knocks it away. Tweaker runs off, but the dealer tries to run away, and she's trying to hit him with the batarangs.
Yeah, she done threw about 7 batarangs and missed. But at least it looked like she still kind of don't know what she doing. I'll give them credit on that.
I will say though that her bitching about these boots not fitting and shit is ridiculous, because you know ain't nobody worried about how you feel because you trying to fit into somebody else's shit right now.
Basically.
I mean, you know.
I mean, they ain't done no alterations yet. I mean, well, I guess.
No, Luke ain't feeling her.
Yeah, Luke trying to get rid of her motherfucking ass. He like, Kate coming back. King.
Look, while she throwing these batarangs and shit, he telling her, man, you know we ain't got a whole bunch of that shit. You know, like you gonna run out at some point.
Oh hell yeah, he keeping a tally of how much it costs every time she miss. I mean, damn, she can't go get him. It's like he act like she can't go pick him up. I don't know.
Well, look, this motherfucker. She finally hits the dude. You know, he turned around and shoots her. I don't know why the hell her back was turned to this guy. Anyway, you know, he shot at her. And, you know, she turns around to look at him like, oh, the suit's bulletproof, dumbass.
I'd have shot her ass in the face right when she said that. But
you know.
of course, nobody thinks about that shit.
Well, you know.
They wouldn't have no damn show.
He talking shit to her. Oh, I'm Batwoman, she says. He's like, oh, you're not
You
Batwoman.
ain't Batwoman.
Homegirl is talking in front of this, you know, drug dealer and shit. Luke.
Calling out Luke's name and shit.
Luke, give me a comeback.
Seriously? Luke like, I ain't got nothing for you, bitch.
Look, he's like, I ain't feeling you, bitch. I ain't got shit for you. You know, like...
Why the fuck are you calling Luke's name out on the comms like that? And right in front of this dude? Why? I don't understand, man.
Man, listen, this is a trend that's been happening since season 1, so I don't really expect too much different to happen, even though this supposed to be Batgirl magic and shit.
Man, that ain't not a motherfucking thing.
Well, since bullets aren't working, she walk up on him and shit like that. You know, she's apparently run out of the batarang, so...
She proceeds to beat the shit out of this motherfucker.
She got him hemmed up for one night, and she starts beeping, and the dealer notices that she's beeping. So...
She got an appointment with her parole officer or some shit.
Shows up at the PO's office with seconds to spare before she gets reported and shit.
Alright, look. For her being at the PO office, what time is it? That's what I want to know. I mean, I ain't never heard of nobody going to the PO office at night. It looked like it's damn near midnight or some shit while she out fighting crime. And she got a meeting at night to meet her PO. This shit don't make no motherfucking sense, y'all.
Office hours is that? Unless you in trouble, person.
You know what I'm saying? They got 24-hour PO rendezvous and shit. The fuck?
What happened to the other one?
Yeah, so anyway, we go to the next scene where Rachel Maddow is on the radio talking about I got a fuzzy photo in front of me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Batwoman black? Seriously? And I'm like, oh, here we go. And then she's like, I'm all about the representation. I was like, what? What are they doing? Wow. This shit crazy. And then she called Gotham G-Town. I'm like, bro, that shit is lame as fuck to me. I'm just saying, that shit lame. Bruh. And the next scene, here we go, back at Mary's underground, unauthorized, unlicensed ass clinic again. I'm still trying to understand how the hell she got patients and employees and shit and this old underground medical malpractice bullshit she got going on. What's up with this shit?
Yeah, it's seeming like they're borrowing from other Batman type lore or whatever. You know, like in that show Gotham, how Lee had a similar underground clinic situation, but she knew what the fuck was going on.
Lee was a doctor.
And,
she was board certified.
Legit doctor.
As fuck, you know what I'm saying? She just had her own little, underground practice, but at least she was board certified. She was ready. This chick Mary, man, she ain't graduated from a motherfucking thing. I don't even think she's still in medical school. I don't know. They don't really explain that shit, but I know, but I know she ain't no damn doctor.
That shit's in the air somewhere. You don't know what the hell is going on. You only know if they show you, and then, it's up to you to figure out, where the police are. You know what I'm saying?
The police?
Yeah.
You mean the crows?
Well, you know.
A bunch of security guards running around putting kill orders on motherfuckers?
I digress, you know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. It's like they're borrowing from other shit, but when they try to borrow and then make shit their own, in air quotes, you know what I'm saying?
They fuck it up.
It's not a complete vision. Like, they're not selling me on this shit. Your job as a writer and show producer, whatever the fuck, you're supposed to get these people to believe what the hell you pushing out.
What the fuck is going on? Yeah.
It's not really believable.
You're not fooling us, CW. You're not fooling us.
My immersion is just like
broken.
I ain't in it. I'm sorry. I ain't been in it. Really, the best part of this episode so far has been Victor's ass, and the most, I want to say perplexing thing is still Mary's fucking clinic and employees.
Seriously. Seriously. She's damn, employees? Really though? Where they get that from? Anyway, man, Ryan shows up and she tells Mary, the phone is gonna ring and your answer is gonna be yes. And Mary is looking at her like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You interrupting me in front of my patient and shit, like,
dude. So anyway, I guess the parole officer calls, Mary answers the phone, and the conversation is going, I guess, did you hire Ryan Wilder for a bartending job or whatever? So Mary's like, yeah, she was impressed with her fruit slicing skills or some shit like that. Anyway. Apparently, parolees are not allowed to work in a bar, I guess. So, but I guess she made an exception for Ryan because, she needed a job or whatever. So yeah, she just for her. So she let her get away with that shit because she knew she needed a job.
All right, so Ryan seems to be confused with Mary because Mary's acting like, oh, they finna be kicking it for a while, all the time or whatever. And she's like, but you feel like this, but Luke's like, bitch, I'm a seat warmer and shit, so what am I really doing? Like, what's really gonna be happening around?
Basically, Luke ain't fucking with her motherfucking ass.
He still believes Kate's coming back or, whatever.
Oh, he missed Kate. Kate. Alright, so back at Crow's headquarters, Jacob is briefing his security guards, because that's what I'm gonna call them. That's what the fuck they supposed to be, but he's briefing them on this new drug called snakebite.
Why is this a Crow security situation and not a GCPD situation?
Bro.
Why is he briefing them on... Why does he know about this shit?
Why does he know about this shit?
Why is this his problem?
It shouldn't even be their jurisdiction to be dealing with anything like this.
They're supposed to be securing and protecting rich people who can afford their services, but they acting like they the police and shit.
I'm telling you, the GCPD is like, it's like, why are they even here? They ain't doing shit.
They there when it's time to flash some lights and make it look like it's a present, but it's really not.
Motherfuckers don't be doing nothing.
Business.
Crow business. This town is run by the crows. GCPD ain't doing a motherfucking thing. Shit crazy out here.
Bruh. But yeah, Jacob's briefing everybody on snakebite, which is the drug that the dealer was trying to sell old boy in the earlier scene.
Oh yeah. When
so
Batwoman showed up.
Yeah, so this shit is made from mushrooms and Scarecrow's fear toxin.
How the fuck did they get a hold of his scare toxin or fear toxin?
Look.
He just got that shit readily available, just laying around somewhere? Like,
this motherfucker mass produced it and is like distributed it some kind of way. I don't know.
So they gonna bring Scarecrow into this.
Well, what was this? Somebody was locked in that room with Mouse and shit last season. I believe it was his son.
Look, man, every time they bring a Batman villain into this, I'm gonna be scared. Because, the treatment that they gave Hush was ridiculous, to say the least. And so far, like we said, Victor's ass, seems to be the shit. But, we only a little bit in, you know what I'm saying? We got to get a little further into the show to see what he actually about. but he seems to be cool so far. But I'm scared. If they bring Scarecrow into this shit, who knows? Because these writers, man, I don't know. So anyway, Jacob, he continues to brief the crows, and he's like, I'm not gonna let this get a hold in my city. And I'm still thinking, like, you're a glorified security guard, dude. What are you talking about?
So he finishes the brief, and somebody brings him Kate's cell phone from the crash site. But it's password protected, and he's like, oh man, let's see if we can find Sophie and see what she knows about this.
So the next scene, we see Sophie waking up on the beach with Alice and two dudes that look like Jedi Knights and shit. Turns out it was Alice's plan all along to get kidnapped.
So Alice planned to piss off Sophia, and Sophie hears this name and she's like, how do you know her? And
how do you know her?
Like, how do you know her, bitch? Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is the same shit they did with remember the, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
It takes me back to that moment between Ryan and Sophie when they was having that conversation. Mm-hmm. These writers, man. See, I'm starting to notice they little patterns now. So it turns out Alice set this whole thing up so she can get revenge on Sophia for fucking up her plans on trying to kill Kate poetically.
Whatever. So Tatiana comes and has
the Jedi Knights.
The Jedi Knights take Alice to Sophia, and she's gonna be stuck there on babysitting duty.
Sophie like, look, man, whatever you and Alice got going on, I ain't a part of this shit. Y'all can let me go. And Tatiana is like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about what you care about. We don't care about what you need and where you need to be. Bitch, you staying here. Alright, so Victor Zsasz shows up at, what is this? Hamilton, whatever this place is. What is it, like a research place? I don't know. But yeah, he shows up there. Apparently, I don't know if he kills this guy or not, but it looks like he hems him up. Like in broad daylight, people are walking by and nobody sees this shit. I guess nobody's alarmed. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. So he walks down into the lab or whatever. There's a scientist in there and the alarm is going off. Apparently, he did kill the security guard. And the scientist is like, who are you? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm that guy. Talking about the alarm going off, and he's the one that set it off. So the scientist pulls out a gun. I'm like, damn, really? Where do you do that at? I didn't know scientists carried firearms like that, but...
You looking at dude all calm and shit like...
Are you serious?
For real?
Takes the gun away from him with ease. And after he takes it, shoots him right in the head, no problem. And I'm thinking, so far, I'm liking this dude as Victor Zsasz. I was worried. But he's doing a good job. I actually like this dude. This dude seems to be the highlight of the episode so far. Back at the Batcave, Luke, Mary, and Ryan are looking at the security footage of Zsasz, how he just waltzed in, you know what I'm saying, in Hamilton Dynamics in broad daylight and did his thing. And
Ryan's like, oh, what do you take off the computer? And Mary's like, oh, I don't know. Hamilton's being quiet about it. She's like, aren't you literally
Mary Hamilton?
Mary Hamilton and shit.
How the fuck you don't know?
Anyway. Like, you know, your family business, no? So she's like, I sold my shares after my mom died.
Yeah, so this bitch got bread. She's a multi-billionaire. And then Ryan is like,
so why am I only making $12.50 an hour? Bitch, you just started. You gave yourself this job and you just started. What the hell you mean why you only getting $12.50? Do you know most motherfuckers are not even getting that shit?
That's what I'm saying. Bitch, you an ex-con. Be appreciative. Shit. Shit crazy out here. You know what I would have told her? Hey man, in order for me to stay rich, I gotta act broke. So I can give you this 12 and you just be cool with that. And Luke is like, wait a minute, when the hell you start working at the Hold Up? You know what I'm saying? He like, damn, you didn't give this motherfucker a job? Luke looked like he really ain't fucking with Ryan like that. Like, seriously, he looked like he ain't fucking with her at all. So they trying to do a facial recognition on Victor's ass, and I'm thinking, first thing that comes to my mind, it's Victor's ass, bruh. You've been working with Batman all this time, and you don't know who the fuck Victor's ass is? Seriously? Come on, man. Does this make any kind of sense to you? Me neither. I mean, I could understand if Mary don't know, but Luke, bruh, you ought to know who, you should know who the fuck this dude is on sight. Like, seriously.
You're supposed to be tuned in to everything, really.
You work with Batman. You worked with Batman. But Ryan know him, no. She was like, oh, that's Victor. I know him. He the homie. Oh, shit. I guess since she ran with criminals and shit like that, so she automatically know who this dude is.
And Luke is totally not feeling that idea. He's like, bitch, you just shady as fuck. Like,
all the way around.
Oh, he is not fucking with her. He's like, how do you know this shit? And really, I'm looking at him like, how do you not know this shit?
Exactly. Because he the main one in the room that ought to know who Victor's ass is. He should know everything about this dude, man.
This is like the second time, I think, that with the three of them in this room, the person who just knows shit is not the person.
It's not Luke.
It's not Luke. It's not Luke. It's not the MIT grad. Okay, it's not
the motherfucker that been working with Batman for years.
And it's totally not the the local former socialite or whatever the fuck, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mary is. Look, she's an underground doctor now, but she
I wouldn't expect her to know whose ass is though. But Luke, come on, bruh.
Look,
this is one of the most notable Batman villains. Oh, I don't get it.
I don't know. She was in the public eye for most of her life. Her mama and her daddy was rich, making money and shit, and she was online and all that bullshit. I'm just saying, motherfuckers was reading headlines, and I'm pretty sure some of those headlines included some of the reasons for those tally marks. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, Luke called him a prolific hitman. This means motherfuckers knew the profile of this fool. Just saying. You know what I'm saying?
In other words, I still think Luke, above all in this room, should know who this dude is.
But it wasn't him that figured it out, and it wasn't Mary.
It was Ryan.
It was Ryan. Again, this is that Batgirl magic.
Magic. So anyway, they start talking about the shit that Victor uses on his skin or whatever, which translates to a baby's butt, I think from French or whatever. And Ryan knows this. And I'm just like, them circles be talking a lot. If you know what kind of skincare products this motherfucker uses to treat his scars. So anyway, meanwhile, back at Sophia's secret island or some shit, the Jedi Knights bring Alice to her, and she's like, this is my last meal.
Alice is feeling like, obviously on edge, because she's like, oh, this bitch trying to kill me, but I'm gonna kill her first. That's what she's thinking. But Sophia's like, man, have a seat. We got some shit to talk about. Alice is like, well, not really, because you killed my sister. Sophia's like, I didn't do that. I ain't been tripping off you and her since you left here 5 years ago. But I'm just like, I don't even know. Okay. She's like, somebody's trying to make you think that I did that. And apparently, Alice is Sophia's former student.
Which explains why she can fight so damn good, I guess.
But really though, at what point did she have time to do that if she spent
half her life in a basement?
Yeah.
On season 1.
I'm really trying to
make sense of that. Seriously try to make it make sense.
And I know it's kind of a lost cause and shit, but damn, I be trying. You know, like these motherfuckers.
With these writers,
they don't be paying attention, man, and this shit is mind-boggling.
Look, if they can't remember what they wrote from one scene to the next, how the fuck you expect them to explain this shit? CW, again, get some new writers. So anyway, in the next scene, Ryan ends up, I guess, breaking into Victor's ass's apartment. She's looking for something. What is she looking for exactly?
That flash drive that he...
Oh, that he stole.
That he stole from House and Dynamics.
So...
She got the fucking flash drive, but he's like, oh, you must be the new girl. He's just so, he's too cool right now. You know, he's like the breath of fresh air.
Yeah. He got me smiling. I ain't gonna even lie. Every time he come on the screen, I'm like, I'm ready to laugh. He a good ass, man. He did a good job with him. So while he shows up, she's sitting up here fumbling around looking for batarangs, and Luke reminds her that she threw them all away, missing every shot in the first couple scenes. So Victor is cool as shit, you know what I'm saying? He offers her a drink, like, hey, let me make you something right quick. I'm gonna make a couple of screwdrivers. Man, he cool as a motherfucker, man. Just sitting there talking, they bantering back and forth. He's telling her how she don't look like she comfortable in her own skin and she trying to be somebody she not and all of this shit.
And she's like, well, you want to know what I see?
This motherfucker comically pulls out a rocket launcher from out of seemingly nowhere.
Oh, no.
And she like, oh shit, and she takes the fuck off, man.
From under the bar, like, yeah, bitch, you finna die.
That shit was hilarious. I'm telling you, this dude is still in the show, man. This motherfucker's hilarious. I like this dude. So anyway, apparently Ryan got the flash drive, and they back at the Batcave checking out this list of names.
This list of names is perplexing to everyone in the room. And again, no bullshit. Ryan is the one who figures out the plan.
As usual.
That would work best in order to figure out who hired Zaz to get this list. I'm just saying, man, the people who's supposed to be smart on this show
are some dumbasses.
Only smart when
the plot says
they're asked to be smart, but really though, no. This shit is annoying. But anyway.
Ryan don't need no help, basically, man. She know every motherfucking thing. Seem like.
I mean, she's of the streets, so she just knows how she can run some game on this guy and get this information. Anyway. So, at a restaurant, Ryan casually walks in and has a seat across from Victor, and he's like, oh, you know, you can sit somewhere else if you want to.
How does she know where he was?
Man.
I guess she set up the meeting off camera or some shit like that?
No, he wasn't expecting nobody. She looked like she just walked up to him.
Well, she know everything anyway, so I guess she knew where he was.
Shit, she knew where Mary's clinic was too, but nobody know how that happened.
They ain't good at explaining shit on this show at all.
Shit just is what it is, and don't ask them a question because they gonna say, "Oh, you hating that shit," but really, it's a legitimate question. You know, like
really, it's legitimately terrible writing, but I mean, you know, it is what it is.
So she sits across from Victor and she's like, yeah, I got a job for you. She has some money that she's gotten, you know, in a bag. She shows it to him and he pulls it close to him and, you know, they're talking or whatnot. She's like, yeah, I need you to kill Alice. You know, she killed my mom. Gave him a little nugget of truth. So I was like, okay. And he's like, oh, well, just because my last job went sideways doesn't mean I'm finished or whatever. And she's like, oh, so whose price do I have to beat, you know?
I don't kill and tell.
I'm like, yeah, okay, guy. So, he gets up and leaves. And apparently Ryan's cool with it because she got what she wanted out of him anyway. Apparently in that bag of cash, there was a sniffer to, you know, get information off of his phone. So that's, good enough for them.
Yeah, she was in close enough proximity to get whatever information she needed to Luke.
So now they can start figuring out who
the person who actually hired him.
Yeah, and so it's Sophia.
Surprise! Alright, so back on the island, Sophia and Alice are having a little chat.
Alice believes Sophia killed Kate. Sophia says, I didn't do that shit.
Look like she lying to me.
Alice is like, man, if you did that, if you didn't do it, then who did? Sophia's like, oh, somebody who thinks you still mean something to me. So a dig. And then something else to make you think of this. I was gay too.
Is every female gay on this show?
I don't know.
Seem like the only straight ones so far is Mary and the chick that got killed in the beginning of the episode. That shit crazy. Because Sophia is obviously gay. So, damn. I guess.
Apparently somebody thinks Alice means something to Sophia. And they're basically framing Sophia for Kate's murder.
Trying to start some shit, basically.
And they cut to Sophie and Tatiana still on the beach. Sophie feel like stirring up some shit, so, she talking shit to Tatiana about, why is Alice still alive? I mean,
that bitch should be dead.
But apparently, 5 years passed. Alice tried to leave the island with a desert rose.
The desert rose flower.
Yeah, which is the cure-all, apparently, to
every known disease or whatever it is.
Apparently so, but, to that virus.
Oh yeah, that's what they use to cure that disease that the bats was carrying and shit. Okay.
And Mary, Mary's blood, whatever, had some in it.
So Sophia is not feeling the fact that Alice basically exposed the desert rose to the world, you know what I'm saying? And she feels like because of that, motherfuckers is gonna come and start basically tearing up the island trying to get the desert rose. And she starts to explain just like how they did the Middle Eastern oil, the African diamond trade and all of that stuff. So she doesn't want that same thing to happen to the desert rose, but apparently it's a little too late for that. Well, I guess not yet, because they don't really know the island at all.
No, that information wasn't released. It's just
they know about it.
The knowledge of the desert rose now exists due to
Alice's, I guess,
viral attack via the bats last episode.
Right, and now they know that there's a such thing as it, so they probably gonna be looking for it.
And Alice is like, well, shit, I didn't really do anything or say anything. I just passed it to somebody. And Sophia's like, the who? They cut the scene to Mary.
We already know that that's Mary.
Because
Mary in trouble, y'all. Uh-oh. So back at the Batcave, Mary and Luke having a conversation about Ryan, and Luke still ain't feeling her. He like, look, man, she ain't gonna be around. You know what I'm saying? And Mary is like, what is your problem? And Luke is like, why are you fucking with her so heavy like this? She a stand-in. She ain't about to be around forever. Luke is like, man, she just gonna be in the suit until Kate come back. You know what I'm saying? And Mary is like, bruh, she ain't coming back, man. Kate is gone. Of course, Luke got that look on his face like, how can you say that?
Yeah, but remember last episode, though, she told her dad that she was going to help him find Kate.
Again, they didn't forget what they wrote on the last episode.
Oh.
She was talking about dedicating her time to finding Kate. But on this episode, she like, she's not coming back. She ready to move on. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers are not consistent at all, man. So Mary trying to explain to Luke, man, like, there are odds for surviving car crashes and shit, but to survive a mid-air plane explosion, that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? But Luke is still just like got that puzzled look on his face, like, but she's Kate.
So not just the explosion though, the explosion and the fall without the bat suit or any of your trinkets or whatnot. You know
Exactly. A 10,000 foot drop or more. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't have on the suit. And I'm still not understanding why they think she could have survived a 10,000 foot fall in the suit, which still doesn't make any sense. I mean, that motherfucker might be shock absorbent, but 10,000 foot drop absorbent? I don't know about that. That's just crazy. So Luke gets all teared up and he's like, you looked me in the eye and told me that miracles happen. And she's like, so do tragedies. And she goes on to explain how Gotham needs a hero. Somebody who's not perfect, but can show us that we need hope. And that hope is Ryan.
So Ryan's at the Batcave, and she's just looking and touching on the Batsuit. And, you know, probably meditating on those very hurtful words from Victor's ass. Basically, he was trolling her, you know what I'm
He
saying?
did get at her, though. He was getting at her for real.
He really did. So, you know, she's been affected by that. And now she's thinking about, you know, her and the Batsuit.
What can I do to make this suit more me? Bruh.
Then we come into Mary at her clinic, but, you know, somebody walks in. Oh, we got results from old girl on the first scenes, you know, scans. We need you to look at them.
So,
Stage 3 is done.
Stage 3 cancer cured overnight. Damn. So apparently, that Desert Rose is a universal cure-all, which I'm still confused on how the fuck Mary knows that.
She only used it for that shit, for the poison
Exactly.
that Alice gave her and her mama.
She only used it for the poison. So, I mean, she had never even heard of it before. So how do you know it's a cure-all? So anyway, Mary notices that one of her staff members gets pushed up against a window, bloody face and all. Zaz then showed up.
Zaz tells Mary that he has some loose ends to tie up because they have both ruffled some of the same feathers. And she's like, oh, well, they happen to belong to Sophia. And he's like, oh, I tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. He's like, so I'm gonna just tell you because, you know, that shit's gonna happen any fucking way.
Yes!
Like, you know, like that shit's gonna happen. So, yes, motherfucker, it is Sophia.
You gotta love this dude. I can't front, man. This dude, every time he comes on the screen, is the best part of the episode. They're all the best parts of the episodes whenever he shows up.
And that's usually Alice's bit, but you know, right now they got her tied up in the stupid ass shit with Sophia and Sophie. And
yeah,
you know, to be honest, so far that has been like the most boring part to me. I'm telling you,
as fuck, man. Seriously,
and
boring as hell.
He shows up, and I'm like, hi. You know, like...
Yeah, it's like this dude single-handedly breathes life into the show, like, for real. He's like the only good character in this episode. Seriously. You're a funny dude, man. They did a good job with this Zaz. So anyway, what? Mary picks up what is that, like a stack of papers or some shit? And busts Zaz in the head with it. She should be on her way to death because, I mean, he's a proficient killer or whatever, and all of a sudden, I don't know, it seemed like he can't do his job. You know how they do. So then they go to the scene where Luke and Ryan are on their way to the Batcave or whatever, right? And she's talking about some, don't kill me, I made some alterations. And I'm thinking, like, is she a seamstress? What the fuck? And Luke is like, again, I remember from season 1 when he was like, the suit is literal perfection. You know, he basically said the same shit again. The suit is literally perfect. And she's like, have you seen the damn wig? And I'm thinking, like, that's all you worried about is the wig? Shit.
Get you some new boots, bitch.
I know she was complaining about the boots not fitting right and, you know what I'm saying, how she couldn't really stick a landing. But no, she worried about the wig. So back at the lab, Mary is trying to hit Zaz with anything she can pick up, trying to get away from this dude. He throws a knife, misses. She's running down the hall. I'm just saying, if it wasn't Mary, he'd have hit her ass dead center. I just noticed something.
What?
He picked his knife up. After it missed, he went and he pulled it out of the wall and continued to chase her, right? So doesn't that mean that Ryan could have picked up all them damn batarangs? The fuck is going on, man?
Well, you know what? She was late for a meeting and she still didn't tie that dude up, but she had to dip on all that, so.
Exactly. Oh, you know they make a habit of that shit. They don't never apprehend anybody. They don't tie nobody up.
She said call it GCPD or some bullshit.
Like, damn, well, can you tie this motherfucker up till they get here?
So he can be gone and shit when they arrive and shit.
Exactly. So Mary, she runs out into an alley and hides like in a doorway or some shit. And I'm thinking like, who you think you hiding from right here? Zaz easily finds Mary, but before he could do anything, you know, Ryan drops down out of nowhere. I guess she got some new boots and a new wig, apparently. And Zaz is like, no, look. She's like, yeah, you see me now. See me now. I guess because she got that new wig, now she got some new confidence too, you know what I'm saying?
I guess. Anyway. Why is it important to know
that you black?
You know, just do your fucking job.
And be a secret superhero. Alright, so we back at the island, and Sophie is continuing to try to stir up trouble and shit, talking about some, oh, you gotta babysit me, while Alice, the traitor, gets an audience with your queen.
So Tatiana feels like if Sophia doesn't kill Alice on this night, that Sophie should just be alright with Alice walking around Gotham as is, like just free and shit.
And Sophie is like, fuck that shit.
I'm gonna lock her ass up. Oh, yeah. And you know, so Tatiana gets a little closer to her, like, nah, for real, I need you to just let that shit go. You know?
Sophie is like, nah, as soon as I get the first chance, that bitch going in a padded cell, straight up. So I guess since they ain't came to no agreement, Tatiana is like, well, I have no more use for you. And she pulls a sword on Sophie and they scrap.
They're fighting by campfire light and shit like that, but away from the campfire light. You know what I'm saying?
You can't see nothing. All you hear is, ha, ha, but you don't see nothing.
This is like...
lazy.
Stop it.
Bruh. Please. Alright, so we go back to the scene where Ryan has interrupted Zaz from killing Mary. Apparently, she didn't kick him in the face or some shit. And he's saying that he hasn't been kicked in the face like that since Batman. And of course, she has to let everybody know, I'm not trying to pass for him either.
So these two decide to have a little fake fight. You know, he's got his two blades and he's swinging and missing. She's dodging or whatnot. You know, they get tangled up. He lays her out on the ground. He's got a blade to her neck and shit. It's like, oh.
Totally could have fucking killed her.
You know. Hitman would have just took that opportunity. But you know what I'm saying? he poses for a second.
Well, the suit is made out of plot armor. So...
Stab her in the cheek or something. I mean, you know.
I mean, her neck is right there exposed, like right at the, you know, the part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, like right up underneath the chin area.
Yeah.
Man, he can push that head back and just right in the neck.
That'd be a wrap.
But that ain't gonna happen though. But then she pulls out the bow staff, hits the button, and it expands and hits him in the head and knocks him out cold. I still feel like that was like a bit too easy. You know what I'm saying?
For Zaz, I mean, like in the hotel room in the very opening scene, he was whooping ass. I mean, you know.
This motherfucker was the shit. Like, seriously.
And now since she showed up and she feels more confident and all this bullshit, he just is easily taken out, you know, and that's just bullshit.
With one hit to the head, oh no, I felt like they could have made it a little harder for, I don't know.
Especially, look, he just got kicked in the face and he took that shit off, you know, like, oh, you should check yourself, like, you know, make sure whoever you hitting don't
enjoy the pain.
Enjoy the pain, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, for real, she just tapped you on the side of your head with this staff, you know? Like,
I know. Her kick looked like it hit him harder than the staff, though. That was a trip, and now he knocked out cold. What gets me, though, is after she knocks Zaz out, who was there to kill Mary, she just leaves. She don't tie him up. Don't call no cops.
Left
nothing.
Him and her and Mary and the alley.
Left him there with Mary, who he was there to kill. I mean, like, damn, clearly Mary ain't got no skills, so what if this motherfucker wakes up? You know? Man, they don't be thinking about this shit. These writers, dude. Alright, so back at the island, Alice and Sophia is having a conversation, I guess, of how they met or whatever. And she was saying that Alice had just escaped from captivity. Mouse had ran off somewhere, and Mouse's father was somewhere in the world. But I want to know, how old was Alice when she escaped?
Bruh.
How long ago was this? Because I'm still thinking, how did she have time to learn how to defend herself against somebody who is proficient in several different martial arts, half a dozen to be exact? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and Alice was groomed to be a soldier by Sophia, but I'm like, when did this take place, and how long did it take place? They don't really explain a lot of this shit at all. You know what I mean?
Anyway, so Sophia asked Alice what happened between her and Kate, because when Alice left this island 5 years ago, she was all about loving Kate, and Kate was like the best thing in the world, right? So she's like, how you go from that to wanting to kill her? And Alice was like, well, I always thought we were like the same, just sisters or whatever. Even though we had some differences, we were sisters. Sophia offers Alice her hand. Alice takes it, but then, you know, tries to kill her.
She took that as an opportunity to hem her up, and then tried to come at her with a knife, right?
No, it's whatever fuck she picked up off the beach when they first got there.
Oh, okay.
She was just ready. She had that. She was just waiting for a chance to use that shit.
Right. And she's like, you took everything from me. So Sophia gets the upper hand by flipping Alice over. She was like, I gave everything to you, just like I'll give you your sister. So Sophia is holding a necklace up or whatever. Alice notices that, and she's like, wait, that's Kate's necklace. And then so Sophia, you know, starts to explain that how can she have killed Kate, you know what I'm saying, on the plane or whatever, if she has her necklace. So apparently she has Kate locked up somewhere. Anyway, so they cut back to the Sophie and Tatiana fight. Tatiana gets the better of her, puts her on the ground, and she ready to kill her. But Sophia is coming down with her Jedi Knights and Alice, and she's like, that's enough. And then so Tatiana is like, well, what purpose does she serve? She is ready to kill Sophie, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, Sophia ain't letting that shit happen, so.
How was Sophie fighting for real, though, if she is handcuffed or whatever the fuck? She shackled or some shit?
She got them skills, though. That's what I mean. She's a crow, babe.
No, fuck all that. This is stupid. Y'all was just rolling around hand to hand and shit, but, you know, y'all get close to the campfire and this chick's hands are still tied up. How was that even really a fight? How were you not getting your ass whipped?
How are you not getting cut the fuck up and stabbed?
I'm just saying all of that shit.
But she a crow.
Whatever.
Man, you know Crow's got them skills.
Whatever.
And of course, Sophia had to notice that nobody has ever gotten a drop on Tatiana like that, especially with their hands shackled. Wow. So Sophia helps Sophie up, unlocks her cuffs or whatever, and she's like, well, no wonder why. What's her name? Julia? Mm-hmm. No wonder why Mrs. Pennyworth stuck around. I guess talking about when her and Sophie had a thing or whatever. But as soon as she frees her, though, one of the Jedi Knights injects her in the neck, knocks her ass right back out.
Silas doesn't want to leave the island without Kate, but Sophia's like, no, I can't have y'all both here at the same time because that's stupid. I'm like, alright, y'all care about what's stupid now, but okay. You know, she said that. Mm-hmm. And then, Alice is like, okay, so I'm supposed to trust you. She's like, look, you can get your sister back, but you gotta do something for me first.
So this chick is she holding Kate like in a dungeon somewhere on the island or what?
Probably not on the island. She probably got her on a boat or some shit somewhere.
Wow. Well, it ain't like we ever gonna find out because Ruby Rose is not coming back. You know?
No, they gonna have another ass mask situation that somebody is supposed to... is gonna say that they Kate just with a different face. So I'm telling you, watch this. Watch this.
If that's the case, then why they couldn't just bring Kate back like that?
Anyway.
What you think about Rachel Maddow?
She's an interesting character, I guess. She's taking up time, though, from shit that actually matters. She just... I don't know. It's like she is the writer's voice for just saying...
Yeah.
Extra... SJW type bullshit, you know, like signal words and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like she drops those subliminal messages out there or whatever.
I hate that shit.
Or like, you know, it's like they're trying to, you know, convince their audience that this is the type of shit that should be praised or whatnot, but really,
motherfuckers don't care about that shit. Who gives
a shit? This bitch got a new wig on her fucking head, and we know that she's black, and we're glad you're cool with that, Rachel. You know, whatever.
Seriously. Whatever indeed.
Whatever.
Alright, so we cut back to Ryan. I was about to call her ass Kate. Cut to Ryan in her parole officer's office, and I mean, this chick is already on Batwoman's proverbial nuts, I guess you could say. Look, is it just me, or does this PO have unrealistic expectations of Ryan? Because Ryan just got a job, and the lady is already talking about she needs housing. Ryan ain't even got a paycheck yet. Bruh.
And you need at least 2 of those in order to apply for a place, right?
Exactly. So how the fuck she supposed to be trying to get a place to live right now that quick? And she's expecting her to get this home address by the next week. Seriously? She hasn't gotten a paycheck yet. It's like the writers forgot that shit.
This chick ready to write her up for any damn thing. She just like, yeah.
Anything. And then she want to run down, well, you know what Batwoman has done? You know what she's got to do? She's going to keep the city from falling down in a hole of despair. I'm like, why? Why did you need to bring that up? What relevance does that have to Ryan getting an apartment? None. Why? So anyway, Alice and Sophie wake up in an alley. I guess they got knocked out or whatever and dropped off. And Sophie is wondering why she's still alive. And Alice is like, maybe that's not such a good thing. But if she left you alive, that means Sophia has a crush on you.
Alice tries to walk off and Sophie's like, oh, hold up, you still like one of the most wanted people and shit. So I gotta take you in. Her crow ass is talking about taking, you know, one of Gotham's most wanted in. But I'm just saying, right? Like, but anyway, hell no, this is so stupid. I can't even. Anyways, Alice is like, but if you don't let me go, then I might never find out where Kate is. And she's like, oh, well.
No, Sophie's eyes lit up, though, when she said that. Kate! She knows where Kate is? And we all know Sophie's excited about that.
Luke comes into the hold-up with a box, approaches Ryan, and he's like, oh, Batgirl magic, huh? Talking about the headline from the newspaper.
With that perfect-ass picture.
Right? So we find out where that picture came from, and it was Mary, who is apparently working Batwoman PR.
Oh, no.
So, but anyway, in the box that Luke is carrying is a brand new red batarang. And he's like, look, my bad. I was kind of hard showing you and shit. I still feel how I feel, but I'm going to try to be cool with you. And Ryan's like, I understand your feelings, but please give me an honest shot.
Give me a chance.
And he's like, I'll do my best.
He really ain't trying to fuck with her like that, but he like, you know what? We'll see. So before Luke walks out after their little conversation, she does ask to make some upgrades to the Batmobile or whatever, or should I say the black sports car, and he's like, bitch, you crazy. I mean, damn, it could use some upgrades, like a whole new car, you know what I'm saying? Shit look crazy as hell. Oh, regular ass, whatever that is. I still think it's a Chevy.
Anyways, Luke heads out and sees Mary is at this altar for Kate and sees something that says, may your memory be a blessing. And she's like, yeah, traditional Jewish honor for the dead or some shit.
Luke ain't going for that though. He like, she ain't dead.
Like, he's still not ready to accept that. And she's like, well, I feel how I feel. And he's like, well, I feel how I feel. And they pretty much just leave it at that. So there's some awkward tension, but just because they don't agree on that shit, on that particular matter right now. But let's see how long it takes the smartest people, supposedly, on the show to figure out what Sophie and Alice knows now. You know what I'm saying? That Sophia has an idea of where Kate is.
They probably ain't gonna never find out. Right up until the moment where, I guess, when the new Kate shows up in an ass mask.
They're gonna take 8 episodes to figure this shit out. Let me stop.
How many episodes they got this season?
I don't know, but you know what? I must say, in a shocking turn of events, they got renewed for season 3.
They renewed this shit?
And they added more episodes to a couple of their shows. I don't know if this one was one of them. But,
wow.
I'm just going to say, I think they just like to argue or be a part of a conversation, and really, this shit is crazy.
I'm not understanding why they renewed this shit when the viewership is failing. It's declining like daily. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Oh my God. From week to week, the views just get lower.
They're turning people off.
With all this woke shit.
But and that, I don't know, it could be a contract thing. Like, they just have to do it because this bitch agreed to take up. Sorry, this lady. Let me stop. Because this lady agreed to take over for where Ruby Rose left off and whatnot. She probably had a couple season contract. And
probably the only reason why she took this shit.
I'm just saying.
Because she is clearly a better actor than Ruby Rose. Don't get me wrong. I like Ruby, but, she just didn't do so good in this show.
Yeah.
She looks the part, but she didn't do so good. Ryan seems to be a more likable kind of character. To be honest, the only thing I don't like about Ryan is the fact that she's a victim of everything. They keep on playing that victim card, and it's just like, stop, dog.
She's a victim, and she's black. And,
And they just don't explain things very well.
Anyway, Two crows walk into headquarters. Sounds like the beginning of a joke, right? I'm just gonna say, they did walk in talking about this picture of a guy in a black mask who's...
man.
And we all know there is a character called Black Mask. But anyway, he's supposed to be at the top of this false face society, but they don't know who he is under the mask, so they don't want to bring it to Jacob yet.
And I'm scared all over again because I think they gonna fuck his character up. Bruh.
Well, but anyway, they don't want to tell Jacob about the guy in the black mask right now. Now, Jacob is back in his office, still looking at Kate's phone. Finally got into it, apparently. So he's scrolling through Kate's phone. He sees an encrypted message or whatever, thread. He clicks on it, and there's a picture.
A painting.
A painting. And apparently it's by Jack Napier. Yeah, look. The painting by Jack Napier is on Kate's phone. And above it, was Sophia's name and a question mark. Figuring out, what does this have to do with Sophia? And so Sophie walks in and she's trying to explain herself because, Jacob was looking for her to try to unlock this phone last he checked, And she was nowhere to be found, and neither was Mary. But apparently, we know they had shit going on. Sophie's like, well, maybe we can ask Kate why she was looking at this when we find her, because I believe she's alive.
Oh, man, and the look on his face. He looked up like, what you say?
And so it's over. So, babe.
Finally.
What did you think, babe?
Overall, I thought this episode was boring, except for the parts when Zaz shows up.
Yep, I totally concur.
That dude is hilarious. I think he's a good Zaz. They need to keep him around. He needs to come back. I mean, if he's locked up in Arkham somewhere, he need to break out.
Yeah.
That dude is the reason why I was able to sit through this episode. Seriously.
Yes, he was why I stayed conscious. He gave me hope.
Because I would have fell asleep like a motherfucker.
Because, man, oh man. I'm just saying this shit. Yeah, Ryan had a couple of scuffles. I'm not even going to call them real fights and shit, but
They weren't.
She had a couple of scuffles or whatever. Sophie and Tatiana had one in the dark,
that you couldn't see.
So we heard,
You heard the fight. You didn't see much.
All that bullshit. We find out that Kate may be alive, and I'm gonna say may still because I don't know Sophia like that, but
Yeah, she could be lying.
If these bitches is telling the truth. Who knows? But really, this episode left me feeling like I'm glad this shit is over. And
yeah, we was having a hard time trying to review this motherfucker.
I'm just saying.
Boring. My God.
Oh, this shit.
Zaz saves it. He really does, though.
I mean, all this talking, and they speed talk, trying to get the information out there. And it's like, yeah, I heard you, but really, I don't know. Either the actors aren't convincing or the writing still sucks. It's probably both.
The writing still sucks.
I mean, some of these actors, I won't say all of them, because I do appreciate Javicia Leslie's Ryan, because she's doing a good job as this character. I mean, I've never personally seen her in anything else, so I'm gonna just say she's a good Ryan, and she makes a believable, appearance as her. So she's not bad, but I don't like the way that they're writing this character.
Yeah,
the character
I don't
itself
like the
is not likable. she's convincing as an actor, but the character is just a whack ass character to me. Or she's a marginalized version of what these faux woke people at CW want you to believe every black person is like.
Which is totally not the fucking case.
So I'm just like, whatever. They're sticking with their stereotypes and shit like that. And that's not attractive to me. And I'm telling you, every time they went to this island, I still forgot the fucking name of this place.
Coriana, I think.
Every time they went to this island, I instantly was like, brain wanted to shut off and go to sleep. I mean, damn. And that's sad because I'm telling you, Alice is like my girl, usually.
No, not today she wouldn't.
But I'm like, damn. I don't fucking know, man.
Alice is kind of interesting at times. But
Alice is the shit usually.
Yeah, but not just, I don't know. This episode was just boring, man.
Yeah.
The island scenes in particular to me were just really just
no life. This shit is not compelling to me at all. Like,
we're struggling to watch this shit.
I don't fucking know.
I'm like, why did I choose to review this fucking show? And I was like, wow. It's hard as fuck to stay engaged with this shit, man. I have to say.
This shit is just like, you gotta question everything I'm telling you, like, every couple seconds. But then it's like, if you have a question, they won't answer it because...
No, not really. Nope.
They want to push the story that they want to push. And I'm just like, but the shit you're pushing is garbage, So can you change what you're doing? And really what you will do if you ask that question on their social media right now. If you ask them to change something, they're going to do. They're going to block you.
They're going to block you, yep. They'll block you.
They'll just block you and they'll say, oh, that was... What do they have on there now? Homophobic or whatever. Anything against the LGBTQ plus community. Even though I didn't say nothing about that. I'm just saying how you're doing this and pushing this shit
is trash.
It's trash. Like, your way of doing things is not great to me as a viewer.
And they will block the hell out of you real quick.
If you tell them no, they're mad at this shit. I'm telling you, like...
They basically just want to create an echo chamber, man. They not really trying to hear any real criticism at all. They only
want, like they say on their Twitter, they just want love and respect for their Batwoman,
Yep.
So, but the way they wrote Batwoman is garbage. So how can you?
Stupid.
How can you love that and then you tell them, look, I don't love this, like. Your idea might have started off kind of okay, but really, I don't know. And this episode focusing on her fitting into somebody else's shoes, man, can
we stop this, please?
No, I want to get this across because this thought keeps occurring to me. Like, Batwoman, okay? Is I don't know, the first season Kate got Bruce's costume, had it altered for herself, she was fitting into Bruce's costume, just saying, made it work for her, you know what I'm saying? So Ryan had to make this suit work for her. And I'm just like, really? The character Ryan Wilder would be cool if she really wasn't Batwoman. Like, if she was, I don't know, some other kind of show. They could have called this something else. If they
should have made it a spinoff.
Yeah, if they're going to make up a whole new character and shit like that.
Let it truly be a new character.
Yeah, because they fucked up with me with giving her another person's moniker, right?
Right.
On here, as far as this earth, or whatever the fuck you want to say, on here before Kate, there wasn't a Batwoman. Mm-hmm. There was just Batman. So Kate is Batwoman. Okay, let's just say Kate is. Ryan still is not Batwoman to me, because, and I do understand why the hell, they try to explain away those doubts and or whatever about what viewers might be thinking because she's black and in this outfit or whatever. That's what they use this episode to do. I'm just saying, they're just trying to talk back to people like us who are actually thinking this shit. And this is their preemptive strike or whatever. And I'm just saying, you put a wig on the outfit. That, you know what I'm saying? You put a curly wig on the outfit. You did not resolve shit to me. Really? I don't know. Like,
they should have just made her own character. Really, though.
If they would have given her a whole new code name, fuck it, bitch. You know, like, you can still live in Gotham. I mean, Gotham has plenty of people to, fuck with. Like, it's not like it would be impossible to just use that story and call her something else. But no, she wants to be Batwoman, and now she wants to reinvent the image of Batwoman, which is like a whole other issue. But I'm gonna call it.
Man, I think it would have been cool. I think it would have been cool if they would have made this show as Ryan as a new character, and still have Kate's version of Batwoman in the background. Mm-hmm. Like, say for instance, like, she might see a crime in progress, right? And she's from a different perspective, and she's on her way to try to jump in and stop this crime. But before she gets there, Kate jumps down and fucks up everybody and zip lines off and shit. And she's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That kind of would have been cool, or whatever. Or like, as soon as she get ready to take down a criminal, Kate comes and kind of fucks her shit up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And occasionally she gets to stop the crime, but everybody's still giving all the credit to Kate, or something like that. That kind of would have been a different approach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man, because I'm not really, like I said before, I'm not really a fan of race swapping characters or replacing characters with black characters having the same moniker. I just think that shit is stupid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're trying to explain why she has the same moniker as the woman before her, and all you're saying is, oh, it's okay because we just gave her a wig. Now she's totally different, and we should just accept the fact that she's totally different. But you're not. I don't know. She's still not. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking get it, man.
But anyway, shit, we gonna wrap this up, man. I don't even want to talk about this shit no more.
Bye.